60th Annual Darryl Starbird Show. This is your host, Michael Wolf. And this episode is an interview with Cody Walls, owner and builder of the 49 Buick Sedanette, which won the Darryl Starbird Go for the Gold Award. Hey folks, it's Michael Wolf here at the Darryl Starbird Show in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I am visiting with
Cody from Traditional Metalcraft in Delaware.
And while we're on the subject, do you have a Instagram or?
Yes, it's East Coast Channel Job.
Okay, cool.
So.
And I'll post that underneath the video. So, welcome to Oklahoma. It was
thank you for
a long
having
drive
us.
for you. And
Yes, it was.
So, tell me a little bit about your Buick. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. It's a 49 Buick Sedanette. It's called the E-Job. I built it for my wife. It is section 2 inches. It's chopped 1 inch, and the roof is pancaked 1. The headlights are deleted from the fender and hidden up underneath the grill. So it's a 401 nail head. I completely smoothed out the engine casting, or the castings on the block. 4L60E and a 9-inch rear.
Okay.
It's on the original frame, but a Camaro front clip.
Okay.
Willwood disc brakes, drilled and slotted, tubular control arms, AccuAir suspension, so it's on air ride.
Right.
The paint is from House of Color. Myself, a guy named Richard and Brandon Glimpf painted the car.
Okay.
It took 6.5 years to build. The interior was done by a guy named Mike Lippincott, and we had the leather sent out to Italy to match the exterior of the car.
So what was your favorite part of the build?
Sectioning the car.
Okay.
So
you like to get in there and do some grinding, welding, and
oh
that's
yeah, I like cutting stuff up and putting things back together to make it look like I've done nothing.
Right.
So it's all about the proportions and the flow of the car.
Yeah. Profile is everything.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Profile, stance. Yes.
And now, like on your welding, for example, are you a MIG welder or TIG welder?
No, I'm TIG and gas welder.
Wow, that's some pretty nice. Do you have any build pictures on your?
I do.
So I might have to find those and put some on there because that kind of welding is very precision. You know.
Yeah, in all my stuff, I metal finish out. So with a MIG weld, it's too hard to hammer and dolly afterwards. With gas or TIG welding, you can get in there and hammer it, and it'll go back to look like nothing ever happened. So.
Well, I admire that craftsmanship.
Thank you.
I MIG weld, and I'm just now starting to learn a little bit of TIG welding. But some of I feel like I'm somewhat of a cave woman sometimes, and then if I need filler metal, I tend to go back with some heavier stuff. So I told my husband one time, I said, I think I'm more of an iron worker than I am a sheet metal. But anyway, that's cool. That's real craftsmanship.
Thank you. Sheet metal's a little different, as you know, than ironwork, but it's once you get the gist of it, I find it pretty easy.
Yeah.
So.
I went to a metal shaping class with Ray Shalin.
Yes.
And I learned a lot with that. Yeah. That's but it's an art form.
Oh, it totally is. It totally is.
So the color, did your wife pick the color out?
That was a long, tedious process to figure out the color of this. She originally wanted black, and I asked her who's cleaning it, and she pointed at me, and I said, no, I'm not cleaning a black car. So since we built this as a concept car, the Olds F88 was built in the early 50s, and it was a similar color to this gold. So I took about a year to find this gold and then put the gold. So.
And from the get-go, was this car always going to be for your wife? Or?
Oh, she bought the car. It was actually her car.
Okay.
So.
Wow. Like give you the husband of the year award, right?
Yeah.
So, and how long have you guys been married?
We've been married 7 years now.
And is she in the shop working with you too?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love when women get their hands dirty. Oh. It's you know, there's a few of us out there. So.
Yeah. I'm pretty much a one-man band shop. So if I need help holding something, putting something on, that type of thing, and our shop's at our house, so it's just come out here, give me a hand.
Yeah.
So.
Well, fantastic. Anything else you want to share with us?
No, I think the car speaks for itself. Unless
Okay.
you have any other questions.
I'll get my little thing and walk around and
Okay.
so get some more shots.
All right. So, of course, all this in here, inner fender wells, this whole front shroud I made from scratch, and I made it so that you don't see any fasteners holding these two together. It's kind of like a pin slide deal. You put it in and slide it and lock. So, and then also I made a full inner skin as well to hide the hood bracing, because you couldn't get hood, or you can't get paint down in between there,
Right.
and you would have saw it. So I made this whole inner skin out of aluminum.
Wow. So you have English wheel and
I have an English wheel and a power hammer.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I have a Yoder.
oh, I'd like to. I mean, a power hammer. Those look.
Oh, they're fun. You can mess something up real quick too. So, but
Now the your engine build. Did you need to rebuild the engine, or
it was it was just all it was a stock 401 rebuild. It nothing crazy horsepower. It's a cruiser, you know, and the 401 is plenty for this.
right?
So I don't know if you can see the distributor, but you see how it has extra ports on there? Hold up here.
I can't really get my eyes to focus back there. Okay.
So that's a rare Spalding distributor.
Uh-huh.
It's called a Twin 8.
Okay.
And what it is, it's like running two 4-cylinder ignitions.
Really?
And it's a dual coil.
Uh-huh.
So it's like a hotter spark from back in the day.
That's cool.
So
What kind of carburetor did you use?
it's just an Edelbrock 800.
Okay.
But with going with the 4L60E, I had to run a throttle position sensor for the computer for the transmission. So, and originally the hood opened side to side,
Right.
but I spent so much time trying to get it to line up, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get it to line up. So I got a hood hinge set up out of the 56 Cadillac, or no, I'm not 49 Cadillac, and mated it to the hood, and then I made these the actual latching mechanisms.
Okay.
So
Yeah, those. My dad's a Buick fan, and I
Uh-huh.
remember him working on the ones that you could open the
Yeah,
either
yeah,
side, and they're not precision. They
No,
they kind of flop around.
It
and-
was rude. No matter what I did, it would rub here, and I'm like, I'm not doing this beautiful paint job and rubbing
Right.
the paint off the fenders. So that's why I decided to change it to a front end. I wish I could have kept it, but it was just too much.
Most people would know that you didn't keep it. You know, they just.
they imagine it was. So the interior, I didn't change much on the interior, other than I had to cut down the seat because, of course, it's 4 inches shorter in height. This material is 55 Cadillac. The leather is we had custom dyed to try to match as much as we could to the color. So a guy named Mike Lippincott did the interior. The dash is actually stock. Got rid of the 3 on the tree and got a push button mechanism out of a 59 DeSoto. I'll show you when we walk around. So it's push button transmission.
That's cool.
And when I sectioned this, it originally had a hump in the quarter panel. So when I sectioned it, I cut it and then came up and took it through here to make this flow. And then these are 59 Corvette taillights. So I just figured it would.
I mean, it just flows. It's just perfect.
Yeah. And then the bumpers, of course, are sucked in, cut, and tucked. The significance of the license plate with the 6 zeros and GM. So in all the photos of the concept cars from General Motors, they all had the 6 zeros and the General Motors. So I took a bunch of license plates and cut them up to get the 6 zeros and the GM cut, and then welded it all back together and made the license plate. I'm a stickler for details, so
Apparently, yeah, that's pretty impressive.
So that's why I did that.
The chrome plating is beautiful.
Thank you.
It's hard to find people in chrome anymore.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
So
I guess there's just so much hazardous waste associated with it.
yeah. How you doing?
Finish up.
I had to cut the seat down 4 inches because everything's now shorter. So I cut it off the bottom, cut the seat risers off. All the stainless around here I made from just stainless tubing, and then actually this is stainless brake line that I just curved and then tacked and polished it out just to make the this Art Deco trim.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love working with stainless.
Yeah, so do I. I know a lot of people don't, but I enjoy it.
Our Volkswagen that we got in, the Fine 9, it went together with all stainless fasteners, and we use all stainless steel hardline.
Yeah.
And I even, like some of my door handles and stuff, I made out of stainless tubing, I made a tube frame for the Volkswagen, and the floor was flat, and so I used aluminum for the floor, but I wanted to use 1032 machine screws, like aircraft. I spaced it out every 2 inches, and anyway, my husband, I think I used about 1,200 screws underneath. I skinned it on both sides, and he polished all 1,200 of those screws, and then like on all the the socket heads, we put them in the lathe and turned the grooves off and polished them. And anyway, by the time we were done with it, I'd be like, I need one more, and he's like,
no more.
No more. But anyway, it's here's the thing, I'm not around, I've been around cars all my life, and my dad loves Buicks, but when I see that, at first, it looks so natural, as if it could be factory. It's just it just blends so right. And I think that's a trademark of a really good builder, that the custom touches sometimes look so naturally integrated that it's hard to, it almost, they're subtle, but they're if you know what you're looking for, they're in your face. But I don't know, I'm just rambling, I guess.
No, you get it. You get it. A lot of people don't. A lot of people wouldn't know what all went into this, and I don't know, that's just my style. I try to change things, but yet still make it look like it could have came. So, like I said, the dash and these things are all stock, but this came out of a 59 or 60 DeSoto, and originally it didn't have a park. So what I did was, it had reverse neutral drive and 2 and 1. I just moved the 1 up here and then carved it out to make it look like a P. So now we do have park.
It's just, you do fabulous work.
Oh, thank you.
And one of the things I love about old cars is the detail, in something like that. It's just,
that was a hard find. This was actually NOS on eBay. They were not cheap, but I'm like, I have to have them.
Right.
I still don't know how they do all this scroll work from the factory in 49. It's just,
I don't know.
And it's not engine turn.
No, I don't know. I would think it'd almost be stamped.
Yeah,
The aluminum's soft.
It is. You can feel it. It has a little, but it's not much. So.
That's my dad also loved Tri-5 Chevys, and so I was always in love with the every year they had slightly different dash inserts.
Oh,
but, it's same deal. It's just, I get it. I love it.
Yeah. So.
And that's something to be very proud of, right there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Hubcaps are 53 Buick hubcaps. Trying to think of what else. So originally it had a turn handle and then the lock button, but trying to keep it all, flowing and Art Deco-y, and also kind of custom, get rid of the door handles. So originally the lock was turned that way. So So I turned it around, and then I made it into a push button for the door.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So, just the little details.
Yeah, that's what makes it.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And I wish you the best for the
Yes.
Fine 9.
Thank you.
So-
It's one of the toughest years we've ever had, because if you guys see the quality of these cars out here, it's just unreal. This is a tough one, but the winner, as I pulled out here, goes to Cody Walls from Louisville with 39 Buick. Cody Walls. Cody Walls. It's a beautiful car, well deserving. You did it. You did it. I'll say that. All right, well, guys, that pretty well wraps up our show for this year. Thanks for all the years, 60 years of it, and everybody drive safe out of here and take your time. Let's all get home safe.